It's a disc, I think you have to call it, and a sausage is a tube.
A tube?
Yeah.
The only thing that I haven't had chance to get tonight is I haven't had chance to get the Halloween deck.
Is he frozen for you as well?
Yeah, he has, yeah. Is he putting it on? No, he's not. You can't actually see. You can't see him breathing.
Yeah, go on. Say it.
He's gone again.
Hey, you've gone again. Oh dear. Right.
Oh, it's just a good job. I'm on an ISDN line here, so that's why it's crystal clear.
ISDN?
Yeah.
Who uses ISDN now?
I am joking. No, I'm not.
Right, he's gone.
Yeah. See you, Damo. The main event, obviously not.
Is that better?
Yeah, that seems it.
Now, twice a week. Aren't you the lucky ones? You're watching, downloading, and listening to the As Yet Unnamed Podcast. It's Monday. You need cheering up. Well, you're listening to the right show. This is 3 men and a microphone on the As Yet Unnamed Podcast.
Hello, welcome to Monday's As Yet Unnamed Podcast. Thank you very much for downloading the episode of the As Yet Unnamed Podcast. It is Monday morning. My name is Ian Barstow. We have Damien Lee. Hello, Damien.
I tell you what, I feel like I should be in like Def Leppard or Iron Maiden or maybe Metallica. Do you know what I feel today, boys? This morning, live on a Monday, I feel rock and roll, man.
Thank you. Darren, hello.
Yeah, I'm with Damien on that. I feel like the one-armed drummer from Def
Do we
Leppard.
like this talk over music, by the way?
Yeah.
I really like this talk over music. Right, so hello, welcome along to the podcast. Morning, and hello for a Monday. We will get to why we're saying Monday shortly. So if you want to get more information about the podcast, head over to the website, the asyetonunnamedpodcast.uk. You can now email us, asyetonunnamedpodcast@gmail.com. You can find us on Twitter at asyetonunnamedpod and on Facebook, the As Yet Unnamed Podcast. So plenty of ways to get in contact with us. Now, we have some big news. If you've been a regular listener to this podcast, thank you very much. And you will know that we release every Monday. But from this week onwards, we are releasing twice a week. Dun-dun-dun. Hence the reason, new jingles, new music. So on a Monday, we're going to do the fun, start your week, make you laugh, give you some news, all that sort of stuff. We're going to give you all that on a Monday morning at 6 a.m. And then on a Friday, we're going to be releasing our top 5 podcast. So it is the ultimate top 5. If you've listened to the podcast, you'll know what our top 5s are like. But this is now the ultimate top 5. And I've got a feeling Damien has frozen again on our on the Zoom call because I'm going to keep this in. So yeah, Damien is having issues with his broadband as we record this on a Wednesday night on Facebook Live, and now he's gone.
That's better. That's better. That was much better.
That was going oh so well on the record, and now our stream looks all weird. So I've got to go back to the old one. Wonderful. Oh no, he's back. Hello, Damien. Oh, this is going great. This is
Or did I just disappear?
No, I think you generally froze. This is funny.
It's where it comes up and it says your internet is very unstable. I feel unstable now, I tell you. Very unstable.
The wonders of broadband. So, yes. Thank you very much for downloading this episode of the podcast. I'm going to leave all that in. I don't care. So, coming up on Monday's episode, we're going to have our normal sort of stuff, the funny news and all that sort of bits. We've got our mystery voice. We are now week 7 of that. And we're going to end with a happy news story to start your week in a good way. So, hopefully, Damien has got his news story and he's practiced better than he did last time. No, not really. I'm just going to share. Damien phoned me yesterday from his work. I was talking. Oh, it's Damien. Hello, I'll have a chat. I can't hear what they're saying on Teams. Sorry, what? I can't hear what they're saying on Teams. You're my IT person. Do you want to fix this? So yeah, basically he was having issues with his laptop. Did you get it sorted?
A very, very, very important call to a potentially new, very big client, and it was a Microsoft Teams call. Now they could see me, they couldn't hear me, so I couldn't hear them, and I could see them, but I couldn't hear them. Now it transpires they could see me, and they could hear me. They heard everything.
Did they really?
So in a nutshell,
Were you cussing?
They heard myself and my admin manager, Kim, who's listening. Hi, Kim. Good to see you. She was trying to explain things on how to possibly get... She didn't have a clue. Nothing. At one point, she just stood there, looked at it. I was like, all right. Just looked at me, bless her. So no, they actually heard me going, it's a really important meeting. You need to get it working. So
did they hear me as well?
They heard you. Yeah, they heard the IT guy. And I went to the follow-up meeting today, and they said, from now on, Damien, I think it's best if we maybe just have face-to-face meetings or maybe over telephone. Do you know what they said in a really nice way? Nice try.
Nice try. That's proper.
I felt like they were going to pat me on the back.
Yeah. And say, "Oh, bless."
So yeah, it was. They heard everything. They heard everything, and at one point he did. So he did find the funny side of it, but he said, "Oh, I tell you, you were getting a bit chopsy, weren't you?" And I was like, "Me, chopsy, never."
You were getting chopsy with me, and I'm not even employed by you.
I was like, Ian, Ian, I've really got to go now. Okay. Sorry, I couldn't help. All right, gone. Nothing.
I came off the corner. I thought the moody little. I was trying to help him.
It was very embarrassing, but we've moved on. And I thank you very much, Ian, for the absolute shocking job of trying to help me. But you did try and help me. Go onto the circle at the top. I don't know that. Oh,
can I share the fact that you are absolutely terrible at IT?
I am.
For a man of your age that's lived through the era of IT sort of just expanding everywhere, you are shockingly bad with your PC.
I run a company. I can't turn my computer on that easily. And to be honest, sometimes I struggle to turn my phone on. It's a struggle, but there you go. Happy Monday.
Anyway.
All right. Hold on. Before you go there, what's the size of your finger? You just went completely 3D. All I saw was like these massive things.
Anyway, and this is the point where Ian, in his clever captain host of the podcast, says, and we've got some clips from that actual mess that you made.
No, I haven't actually. That would have been really well done, but no, I didn't.
I'm just going to now. Are you ready?
What is that?
Oh dear. Oh dear. No, that's wrong. I don't like that.
Please explain that. What is it?
No, I'm not going to. I'm not going to at all.
Morning glory. Wow.
No, I've never whizzed it over the kitchen.
Saddle saw wasn't in it. It's propping up.
Quite hard.
Shake hard for 10 seconds.
What we want to do is we want to sort of double the volume in size. You can experiment with going deeper.
He's on me! And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why you download this podcast every single week. People in the Philippines, in Australia and New Zealand download this to listen to a grown man go, brilliant.
I want to know where that is from. That is hilarious.
It sounds like that sounds like the bird guy. Remember on Britain's Got Talent?
It's not,
I don't think it was, though.
No,
It sounds like your grandma with no teeth coming to give you a kiss.
Oh, my days.
that sounds even worse. That just... Oh, bloody hell. Right.
So what's coming up on the show?
Anyway, I've already done that. But anyway, right, coming up on the show, I'm going to start our news with a bit of disgusting news, actually. And this is one of those surveys. And you know what those surveys are like. A company does a survey to release a press release to get a bit of publicity for whatever it is they're trying to sell. And everybody falls for it every single time. So this particular survey was about how often people change their bed sheets. Now, how often do you change your bed sheet, Damien? Or how often does your wife? Because I know what you like.
I mean, there's no need for that. I think she does it once a week.
Once
I think
a
she
week,
does.
yeah.
She's pretty on top of it.
Darren?
Yeah, once a week.
Yeah, I think once a week.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
no
whatever.
chance.
How often?
I can smell yours.
I don't know because I don't do it.
Okay, so how often does your wife change the sheets, you male chauvinistic person?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know.
Do they have...
Do you not
because
notice the change?
No.
Because you're quite a hairy man. Do you molt a lot?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because I can imagine you get out of bed and there's almost like a silhouette of your hair.
More of a sweat.
Oh,
And sometimes do you, because I know you have toenail issues, do sometimes they come off in the night as well?
Yeah, they do actually. Yeah.
anyway, on to my story. So, conducted by Hammond's Furniture. I wonder if it's
Of course
Paul.
it was.
Well,
Why
Paul-
wouldn't it be anyone else?
Yeah.
Why don't they sponsor this show?
Found that 1 in 3 British people only change their bedding once a year.
No.
No, that's no.
That's what I say to that. Once a year. 30% of people change their bedding once a year. Why?
People admitted that, did they?
Yes, people admitted that. That's just... and 18% of people admitted to washing jeans only once a year. So bedding and jeans once a year, that's... Yeah, go on.
Interesting fact about jeans, by the way. Somebody high up from Levi, it might have been Levi himself, obviously because his name is Lee Vi, said that a good pair of jeans you would only ever need to wash once a year. If you looked after them, you only need to wash them once a year because they go all wrong and out of shape or whatever it is. True that.
What about around the gusset?
What's the gusset?
Well, you know that. I know what. I mean,
Is
if you
that the bottom?
no, the gusset is around the cup.
Sorry,
The cup.
can you be more specific, please?
Quite hard.
The Vijano.
Okay, can I consult the wife? What's the gusset? She just said belly, I think. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, never mind.
And 1 in 10 men, so 10% of men, claim to wash their underwear after every 10 washes, compared to 3% of women. So apparently, some men, 10% of
some
men,
mingers
only
out
change
there,
their
isn't
washing, change their underwear every 10 times.
No, I change them every 2 days because I turn them inside out. You see, so you get a double day out of them. But yeah, that's a joke, by the way, Damien. That is a joke.
So yeah, that was my. I just found that rather disgusting that 30% of people say they only change their bed sheets once a year. It's just wrong on many levels.
It's Monday. You need cheering up. Well, you're listening to the right show. This is 3 Men and a Microphone on the As Yet Unnamed Podcast.
Well, you see, you talk about bed sheets, and my story this week kind of, I guess, could be around bed sheets, but now I don't want to say that mine always follow a theme of naughtiness and sex and naughtiness. So anyway, this week's story is about a man who was converting his house down south, converting it down in Devon, and he was basically ripping up the floorboards, getting all the floorboards up to put, new floorboards down, all of that jibber jabber, and one was loose, so it was like a loose floorboard, and he was just kind of like, "What's under there? What could it be?" So he lifted up the floorboard, and he found a card. A business card. Now, I'm going to actually show you this business card in a second, but it actually it was very old, so it was back in the days of shillings, pound and pence, and it was actually belonged to a guy called Percy Longprong. Okay? Now, Percy Longprong was actually an expert in frigging pain and fancy. The terms were cash before mounting, extra attention given to neglected married women, and maidens treated gently, spinsters delighted.
Saddle sore wasn't in it.
Reduced terms to other parties, and widows, especially PTO price list. Do you want to know what's on the price list? Shall I give you
yes,
that?
please.
Okay, let me just get to that, and I will show you the card in a second. So on the card itself, let me just give you a few of these for 9D. So what's 9D? Was that shillings? No, it was a conversion back in the day, like an old one. So it wasn't shillings. What would that have been?
No, it is. We're too young, mate.
So let's just say, okay. So anyway, for 9D, whatever that was, you'd get a bubble shake.
A what?
For 2 shillings and 0D, you'd get a saliva exchange.
Morning glory. Wow. you know, you need your grandma kiss for that one, Ian.
For 2 shillings, this gets better, boys. For 2 shillings, guess what you get? A French tickler. Gets even better than that. Get ready, boys. Just give me a 3D finger. Go on, boys. That's right. So, boys, keep it there. For 2 shillings and 6, you'd get a finger diddle. And then, for 5, Vaseline if needed, whips and scourges, 3 strokes. And at the very bottom of the card, 3 strokes. And then at the bottom of the card, it says Percy gives green shield stamps. So just to show that this is a real thing, let me just see if you can see that on the camera.
Dear.
So there is Percy Longprong. Can you see that there?
Yes.
There we go. If we scroll down then and we just have a little look at the price list. So there we go. And there's the price list.
Can you go back to the other picture, please?
Yeah, of course. So but I'm all for a whips and scrooges, 3 strokes, to be honest. I'm all about that. So just going back to this again, extra attention given to neglected married women. What a saucy bloke. Percy Longprong. There he is.
What's that there?
What do you mean? We're an audio show. What do you mean? What are you looking at?
You're pointing at a screen, Darren. We can't see what you're pointing at.
What are you pointing at there?
It looks like a elongated chicken nugget.
Well, I wouldn't worry. Yeah, I don't know what that is, actually. My goodness me.
Damien,
so anyway,
can you please just go? It's pence, by the way. A D is pence. So old pence. So can you just go through them one by one, please? Just leave a little gap.
Just go for it. Oh no, there's more.
Oh, is there? Oh, right, go on then. Go on then. Right, I'm ready.
There is more, but you can't see them because it looks like something wet must have been on it and taken a bit of the card off. The card's been rubbed off. It's got wet.
Oh, dear.
Okay, so all you can see is, and this is true, I will show you this again. So if you imagine a business card, so it's faded away, all you can see on the price list is, okay, so we've done the bit about bubble shake, saliva exchange, a French tickler, a finger diddle, Vaseline if needed, whips and scourges, 3 strokes. So now, on the actual price list, it says squiggle, 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 insertions.
And you want to pump it up and down.
Squiggle, 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 positions.
No, I've never whizzed it over the kitchen.
No.
Scuttle.
Oh, dear.
You know when you don't know whether it's actually gone in because it's so smooth?
Stretch.
Shake hard for 10 seconds.
Bath. And you save the best for last because this is my favourite. Dive.
You haven't got anything, have you, for that?
Tell you what, I haven't had a ride for such a long time.
And in actual fact, if you have a look at the here, so sorry, this is obviously visual. You can see dive, and just before dive, all you can see is 2 letters and then FF dive. So there you go. That is the brilliant business card of, yet again, let's give his name drop, of course, to Percy Longprong, which was found underneath a floorboard. And the person who found it has put it on Google, tried to do a search on it. It apparently dates back to the very early 18th century.
I think we need to do a disclaimer, by the way. Do not type into Google or your chosen search engine Percy Longprong. We are not responsible for what turns up.
So there you go.
Damien, thank you so. I don't think I've laughed that much for such a long time.
No worries. Just come to me for the entertainment on those sort of stories. I tell you, filth.
Come to you for the entertainment.
It's Monday. You need cheering up. Well, you're listening to the right show. This is 3 Men and a Microphone on the As Yet Unnamed Podcast.
I'm going to leave this in, but if you don't know, we broadcast this live every Wednesday evening on Facebook and YouTube, and you can join us on there to listen to this. Anthony, who's watching at the moment, just said what that last one is, Damien, the dive one.
What, he actually announced it?
He's actually said what it is. Muff dive.
I know that. You're not meant to say it, though.
I didn't know it. I didn't
What
know
else would it
was.
be?
I don't know. I'm not into it, am I?
What did you think it was going to be? Luff dive or something like that? What a prat. Make sure you edit that one. Thanks very much, Tony. Can't say that.
Oh, I'm sweating.
Oh, my
dear me. Oh. So we are now going to do this week's Mystery Voice. This is week number 7. So far, we have had Mario Lopez, Justin Timberlake, Justin Bieber, Zac Efron, Nick Jonas, Ryan Seacrest, Michael J. Fox, Tom Cruise, Tobey Maguire and Michael Bublé as the choices for the Mystery Voice. I will play the voice to you twice, and then you'll need to tell me who you think it might be. If you are listening and you want to have a guess at the Mystery Voice, then if you email asyetUnnamedPodcast@gmail.com, asyetUnnamedPodcast@gmail.com with the answer. If you are correct when it is picked, when these two finally get the answer, and we sort of reveal, the first person to email in the correct answer will win a brand new As Yet Unnamed Podcast badge. We've got prizes! Don't sound so excited.
Love it. So excited.
So yes, we have prizes for the Mystery Voice. So yes, if you think you know who this is, then email asyetUnnamedPodcast@gmail.com. And if you are the first person with the correct answer, when it is revealed, we will send you a badge. So the 2 clues I gave you are living in a bubble and the wild wilderness. So, who is the Mystery Voice?
That was not as politically hot at the time. So I think...
I will play it one more time. Who is the Mystery Voice?
That was not as politically hot at the time. So I think...
You have 14 seconds to decide who you think it is. Who do you think this is?
That was not as politically hot at the time. So I think...
Damien.
I think I know it.
Go on then.
I think I know it, boys. I think we've got to that time where I think I've got it.
And it is?
Mr. Mark Wahlberg.
Darren.
I think it's Ryan Reynolds.
Oof.
So we have Mark Wahlberg and Ryan Reynolds.
That was not as politically hot at the time. So I think...
I can tell you that after 7 weeks of trying to decide who this is, you're both wrong.
Come on, throw me a bone.
It is
Put some
not.
shrimps on the barbie.
It is not Mark Wahlberg or Ryan Reynolds.
Nah.
So,
Nah.
if you're listening and you know who this is,
that was not as politically hot at the time. So I think
email asyetUnnamedPodcast@gmail.com. That's asyetUnnamedPodcast@gmail.com if you know who this is for the last time this week.
that was not as politically hot at the time. So I think
I'm going to give you one more clue. The clues you have already are living in a bubble, the wild wilderness. The next clue is star signs.
I mean, they're ridiculous, aren't they?
No, they're
Do you know
not.
what I mean?
When you know who it is, they are not. So, if you think you know who that is and you can beat Damien and Darren, then email asyetUnnamedPodcast@gmail.com. And that was this week's Mystery Voice. There'll be more next week.
3 men close to a midlife crisis. 3 microphones. 1 Zoom call. All lead to this. It's the As Yet Unnamed Podcast.
So, Darren, are you sure you don't want to do your news story?
If you want me to do it, I will do it.
Go on.
Yeah,
go on
let's
then.
hear your story.
Go
Come on.
on.
Let's do it then. Let's do it then.
Go on then.
No, I can't be bothered. Yeah, go on. I'll do it. Right. Okay. So, this is something I did. Hang on.
That's
You
what
like
it
that
is.
story, didn't you?
And we have to
You
go,
did.
we have to give Darren his minute and a half of actually being part of the podcast. So you know.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you, Darren. That was really interesting. So Damien, what what is your fun and happy end of the show story, please?
Yeah, so what I want to do every week is there's so much, let's be honest, it's a bit crap out there at the moment, and sorry to be a bit vulgar, but it is, isn't it? It's not, we're all a bit uncertain, we don't know what's going on, the rules are all over our head, but what we do know is wearing a mask, social distance, and following your common sense is what we all need to do to get out of this thing. But you know what? Sometimes we just need a nice story, don't we? Just something that we can kind of go about. And this is this story. So I'm going to read this word for word, and it's quite a cute one, okay? So it's all about the Royal Mail, okay? Now, Royal Mail sent a heartwarming gesture for a girl who posted a parcel. Do you know who? To who?
Santa?
To the fairies.
Oh.
Now, convincing little ones to give up their dummies is a struggle many parents have to face as their children get older. Now, one mum who decided it was the right time for her daughter to ditch the dummy decided to encourage her to send it away to the Dodo Fairy, so she knew it was going to be a special place for safekeeping. The pair packaged it up, addressed the parcel to the fairies, and added their own address just in case there was any problems. Incredibly, the mum was left stunned when just a few days later, a card landed through the letterbox for a little girl from the fairies. It read, "Thank you. You are so kind and courageous to give your dummy to the fairies. We are proud of you and we promise to look after it." There was also a letter from her mum from a late shift manager, Les. Good old Les, love Les, who explained that the Royal Mail often tried to reply to parcels with a return address and said he enclosed a card from the dummy fairies for her daughter, which he hopes was okay. And you know what? It's only little that, but it's little things like that that have just counted over the last kind of couple of months, you know, whether it be a food parcel to someone, whether it be there was a guy the other day who put something on Twitter saying, you know, I haven't spoke to anyone for days. Can someone just say hello? And he got thousands, hundreds of thousands of people tweet him saying hello. So for me, Les in the Royal Mail, I salute you, sir. Good man. And that, this week, is my feel-good story.
And the cynic inside of me would say that's the reason why they're losing money all over this, because they're wasting time on that when they should be delivering parcels and letters.
Oh, you're such a miserable git. I tell you, we've got to do this twice a week with you.
Right, Michael Jackson there.
Yeah. You could have said a Shimon at some point.
3 men close to a midlife crisis. 3 microphones. 1 Zoom call. All lead to this. It's the As Yet Unnamed Podcast.
Thank you, Mrs. Potts and Sebastian, who I believe that was. I may have got that wrong.
Well done. That was very, very well done, by the way.
I like that.
I'm not going to claim credit for that.
Great. That was no. The end of that, where it all mixed in. That was brilliant.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's segged nicely.
Yeah.
Not even using a playout system.
Thank you. Keep praising. Keep the praise coming.
Oh,
right.
sorry.
Oh, yeah, go on.
Sorry, no, I'm just trying to order a finger diddler online. It doesn't...
Oh, I thought you got an alert then.
No, and also the whips and with 3 strokes, apparently.
I like
All
the
I
fact
can get at the moment is a bubble shake.
I like the fact that it's 3 strokes. If you want 6, you got to pay double, love.
And of all the people, do you know what I mean? I mean, me and you, I tried to hide what dive was, and you just said, "Oh, I've got this from Bernard on Facebook. Oh, it's yeah, that dive." So innocent.
It was worth
Bless
it.
you.
Thank you so much for listening to Monday's episode of the As Yet Unnamed Podcast. We are back again on Friday with our ultimate top 5 from the As Yet Unnamed Podcast. I've just realised we've not named this part of this show correctly. This is now the three men and a microphone from the As Yet Unnamed Podcast. We forgot that bit at the beginning, but anyway, no one will notice. So, Damien, thank you very much for your company on this Monday.
I've enjoyed it, thank you. Do you know what? For the start of the week, this has proper got me motivated. And as that lovely, lovely song said, wear a mask. Do you know what I mean? Just wear a mask. We all want to get out of this. I say it every week. Stay safe. Be kind to each other. Remember what you put on social media. And be kind.
Thank you, Darren. Thank you very much for your company.
Thank you very much. It's been fantastic.
And on Friday... Go on, sorry.
Forget it.
It's all right. I thought you'd finished because your connection went. All right, whatever. Don't start. On Friday, we will have our Halloween special with the top 5 horror characters of all time. Out Friday morning, 6 a.m. from the As Yet Unnamed Podcast. Thank you so much for listening. We'll be back again on Friday. Don't forget you can listen to us every Wednesday and you can watch us record this live on Facebook and YouTube. Bye for now.
It's Monday. You need cheering up. Well, you're listening to the right show. This is 3 Men and a Microphone on the As Yet Unnamed Podcast.